Hi, I'm Mary O'Brien, Director of Community Education for the Hastings Public Schools. Welcome to another edition of Unity Through Community. The schools have started. Things are going just great guns. We're having such a wonderful time. Great start to the school year. We're having a beautiful fall, aren't we? You all know I'm not a winter person, and this fall weather where we haven't been really cold yet has just been delightful. Things are still blooming. The mums have come up so beautifully. So I think right now it's just a time to kind of savor the apples that are in harvest at all the local orchards and take a ride down the river bend because, boy, those colors are just starting to pop. It's wonderful. Community Ed is popping. We're always popping. So one big thing we have coming up, and I enjoy this so much, is a blood drive that we do with the American Red Cross, and we do it every year around Halloween, and we call it the Vivant Your Blood drive. It's on Wednesday, October 28th from 12 to 6 at Tilden Community Center. If you've never donated blood, this would be a good time to start. If you're a regular donor, make sure you put this on your calendar if you're eligible to donate again. Appointments are requested, and you can call 651-480-7689 to make an appointment. When the person answers the phone, they'll say Senior Center, because our wonderful receptionists at our Senior Center program do the scheduling for us. So we have that coming up. We have a number of great classes, and we have so many I can't even begin to talk about them. So one thing I'd like you to do is to, if you haven't in a while or if you haven't at all, take a look at your catalog if you still have it. You need a catalog, you can call 651-480-7670, or you can go online at www.hastingscommunityed.com, and then you can actually go down and flip through our catalog. I don't know if you've ever done that, but that's a really neat feature. So you just kind of scroll down on our main page and hit the View Catalog, and then you'll be able to see all the wonderful classes we have page by page. It's really easy to do, and then you can click right there, get on and register. So we make it easy for you to connect and contact with us. The other thing that we have coming up in November, and you might want to mark your calendars now, is our Turkey Bingo. This is an extremely popular event. It's the Friday before Thanksgiving. It is free. We do have usually chips and meal deal, so you can buy hot dogs and chips for dinner that evening. We seat at 5 o'clock. We start playing bingo from 6 to 8. There are prizes, including turkeys. Even though it's a free event, we do ask that you register in advance. So you can do that online, or you can call 651-480-7670. Another thing coming up in November is a school board election. And you know, sometimes school board elections get kind of overlooked, or people think, geez, why would I even want to vote for the school board? What does the school board do? And I feel very fortunate to have as my guest today a school board member who's been a wonderful supporter of community ed and a friend, Teresa Moes. Hi, T.
Hi, thank you for having me here today.
Of course. And Teresa has been on the school board for a while, and you have chosen not to run for re-election.
That is correct. I have been on the school board for 10 years.
Oh, wow. Well, tell me how you got, all right, so how did you come to even being interested? Because in our neighborhood, and I don't live in the area, but one of my youngest daughter's friends is running for the school board. So she's like 30 years old.
Fabulous.
I know, and I'm just, so I sent her a message on Facebook and said, Nisha, this is so cool, I'll take one of your signs. Tell me about why you got involved in the school board. And she said, well, I went to the schools, and when I was a student member on the school board. And she goes, now I want to come back and give back to my community. So I just think it's so interesting that somebody, a citizen of Hastings stands up and says, I'll do this for the community. So tell me about your story.
That's excellent. I'm glad to hear that. And what school district is
Hopkins.
she? Hopkins.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
I have 3 kids that have all gone through the school system here in Hastings. And when they were younger, I helped out every day in the elementary schools.
Oh, wow. What did you do?
I did everything. I did picture person, I helped out in the classroom, I helped out with parties. I was there almost every single day.
Wow.
And I was real fortunate. All 3 of my children went through the same elementary school,
okay.
Pinecrest Elementary. And as my kids were leaving, the 2 older children were leaving to go to the middle school, there's not very many opportunities
Right.
to help out at the middle school. They're a little older, and so
They don't
I
want you near them.
No,
Yeah.
not really. There was two things you could do, and I did those two things. And I went to the Hastings Public Schools, and I really.
Oh, yourself? You
I
did?
I did.
Okay.
Yes. So
for your whole career?
For our whole, my whole career.
Oh
Went
my
to
gosh.
Pinecrest Elementary too. When I first started helping out at the Pinecrest Elementary School, there were actually several teachers that were still there when I had attended
how
the
fun.
school.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. I
Yeah.
mean, but right there, Mary, shows you the dedication that our staff, our administrators, everybody that works for the Hastings schools are dedicated to the kids and to our district. So I just got a big smile on my face the first day when I went in the library and was still a librarian that I had when I was there. So it's just a really good feel. So I still wanted to stay connected to the schools. And I had talked to several people about what it would be like to be on the school board, and I thought, you know what, this is something that I can do and really get involved and be here for really the youth of our community. I think it's real important that whatever I did on the school board, that was always the question that I always asked: is this going to benefit our kids?
Okay.
How is this going to affect our students? How is this going to affect our youth in our community? So number one reason why that I wanted to be on the school board was because of the youth and the children of Hastings.
And you know, I think that's so important because it's really easy as a parent to get kind of tunnel vision, and you look at your kids and you think, okay, this is what makes a difference for my kids, and so this is what I want to see. And if you just take that step out a little bit wider and you look around and you say, well, you know, that might work for my kids, but maybe it doesn't work for all kids. And so, you know, I applaud you for saying I want to have that impact. I want to look and see what makes a difference for all the kids in Hastings, not just the 3 Moes kids.
That's right. And you know, all kids are kids are different. All kids are different. All my children were different. I had a lot of unique experiences. I had a son who had some special needs. I saw how important and how grateful that I was to have the support in the Hastings schools. Our special education department is wonderful and always has been. And so I knew a little bit about that. I knew I could help other youth or children or parents along the road for special education. Had some high achievers. We were involved in sports. So the three of my children had some really unique and wonderful experiences, and I was just hoping that I could help other children have the same.
Well, and I know you have. You know, many people are, well, people in general just speak very highly of the work that you've done, and and we're sad that you're moving on. But it's it's important too. So. I don't think everybody realizes that there's a process you have to go through for a school board election. You don't get to just go to the superintendent and say, hey, I'd like to be on the board. So well, how does that work?
Yeah, if anybody is interested, you know, just speak to your community members or speak to school board members. So yes, there is a process. I think sometime in August they'll put it out in the newspaper that we're going to be running
so
elections.
All those notices that go in the back of the Stark is that you should actually read them because they mean something.
It's $1 to put your name in the hat.
Really?
Yeah, there is. There is a fee. It's a $1 fee. And that must be paid by a certain date, and I think it was by the end of August to throw your name into the hat. And you sign a document, you go to the district office, put your name on the dotted line, sign it, and pay your $1 to Deanna. Okay. And then your name is in the ring for election.
Okay.
And then
and so how is it, you know, right now we're seeing all the candidates for the Democratic and Republican presidential election, which is quite a way away still. They're out there campaigning and they do debates and, you know, they do ads. What's that process like for a school board member?
Yeah, once you put your name in the hat, it's pretty quiet for a while. So right now, so it's October, so a month out, you'll start getting notices or information in the mail, questionnaires that you need to fill out. AAUW invites you into their meeting, and they want to hear from the candidates. You know,
and AAUW is a local American Association of University Women, and there's a local chapter of it here in Hastings.
Yes, and so they invite all the candidates in for an evening to speak and to tell why they're running for school board. and you are giving articles for the newspaper, St. Paul, Minneapolis. And
really?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So there is information that you put out there.
Do they ask you certain questions and you have to respond, or do you just get to say, okay, go ahead?
Why you're running for the school board? You know, sometimes people come and have a stand on what they really want to change. So it gives them an opportunity to talk about that. They'll ask you other questions, how you feel about levies or bonds.
Okay. Tell, because not everybody listening probably knows what a levy and a bond is as it relates to a school.
Yep. Levy is for learning. So when we ask for a levy dollars, we're asking, you know, the taxpayers to vote and say yes. We are going to support our schools. So when we come for a levy, that is for learning. So we're asking for additional dollars for learning. And then bonds, when we ask for bonds, those are for our buildings.
Okay.
So we're asking our voters to please vote yes to help us support and continue to have wonderful buildings and schools in our community.
And if the voters say yes, that increases their property taxes?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay. We've been really, really fortunate. Our community is strong supporters of our schools, so we are very grateful to our community. I'll just share, I mean, just coming into the building today, I was real proud of just walking through the high school here. It's homecoming week, so there's some excitement in the air.
I saw so many kids in pink today because it's Pink Day, and that's for breast cancer awareness, so it's not just a color they picked out of a hat.
No, very, very thoughtful. So pink, all different flavors of pink. You can see the staff are supporting. They are all in pink of some way, shape, or form. When I first came into the building, you're greeted by a greeter, and at first I thought, wow, she's so pink. She's got so much pink on. And then I realized as I walked across the hallway, oh, it's homecoming week, and this is what they're supporting, and a great cause. And so I visited the bathroom before I came here, and look at how great this is. You are special. So as I'm washing my hands, these are all around, all around the mirror, and I will put them back. So, so students, I took these off the mirror because I wanted to share. I mean, just how great our staff and our students of the Hastings School District are. BU. Keep smiling, you look great. That was the first one. I'm like, okay, yep, I like that. I like that one. This is kind of funny. I didn't get it at first, but are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see.
Oh,
Isn't that one awesome?
So cute.
And then take a moment to appreciate how awesome you are. So yeah.
That is so sweet. And it was just in the bathroom.
It was in the bathroom around the mirrors.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And this kind of goes back to, also last night we had a work session. And so we're taking...
All right, so what's a work session?
A work session, it's a school board work session. All of our meetings are located on the school district website. They are open meetings.
Okay.
You can attend.
Okay.
You may attend.
Do I have to call and ask anybody if I can come?
You may just come, but if you want to speak at one of the meetings, if you have something that you want to bring attention to the school board, there is a process.
Okay.
And that process is, yes, you must call the district office. There's a form that you fill out, and you write on the form what you want, what your questions are, or what you want to address the school board.
Well, and I would imagine as a school board member, that would help you be able to gather information or just be knowledgeable about something that somebody's asking, so when that person comes, they can get an answer to their question or their concern, and it's not just, well, I have to get back to you because I don't know anything about that.
Correct, yeah. And we encourage all of our community members to reach out to us at any time. Our numbers are located in the Hastings newspaper. You can find all of our contact information on the website.
Yep.
You may email us. You may do just what I spoke about if you do want to address the board. We've had people come, and it is nice to know what their concerns are or what their praises are, so that we can address them when they come. And so we have one board work session a month, and then followed by a board meeting where we're voting and saying yes or no on issues.
Okay,
And
so what does the work session do?
So the work session really just, last night we were at the middle school and we just started this. We are going to go, our work sessions always used to be in our board workroom. We are going to go to different sites.
Oh, cool.
So last night,
you can walk through the building.
Yeah, so we can maybe meet the administrators that are there in those buildings, or maybe some of the teachers that are there. They can show off one of their classrooms. Last night, Mark Zuzik showed off the new Raider reading room. They had put up a wall and just made some really nice adjustments to that room. And then Mark and the other administrators, and there was a couple, talked about learning and some of the things that are happening at the middle school.
Cool.
And so yeah, it was for us to get out of the boardroom.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. It was very nice. And as I'm looking around the room, our teachers, our staff, our administrators support the whole child. Big signs about no bullying, other posters on be who you want to be, think about what you're going to say. So constantly supported to be a whole student, not just about math and reading. So yeah, I got a really good feel
so
about.
Important. Oh, that's good.
Really good feel
That's
about
good.
that.
Okay, so if you were running for the school board this year, it's October, you would be talking to AAUW, you would be getting your statements out.
You'd be putting up signs.
Okay, and so now, this is a question I've always wondered, who pays for your signs?
You do.
You do yourself. So that's a huge commitment when somebody says, yeah. So if somebody asks you to put a sign in their yard, or you support a candidate, like my young friend that I messaged her. I mean, how different is that? I have to message her on Facebook, Hi, Nisha. I'm Bridget's mom. Do you remember me? But just to say, put that sign in the yard to show that you're supporting that person, because when you're in the voting booth, and if you don't know the candidates real well, that I always think, well, whose sign have I seen? And I always think, whose lawn are they on? Because maybe I know that person pretty well, and it'd be like, oh, you know what? If they're supporting that candidate, that feels like a good thing to me. I'll vote for them. And then if it's somebody I know and I know my views don't necessarily agree with them, I'll be like, maybe I should look for somebody else. So yeah.
You can work that way. The Hastings Star-Gazette is a great source of information. I know the candidates will do an extensive Q&A.
Okay.
And so you can really get a good feel on where they stand and what they believe in, and they'll answer some tough questions.
Okay.
And they'll have a photo in there too.
Okay.
KDWA does a great job too, and I think so
fabulous.
does Channel 14.
Okay. Okay. So all the people. So for somebody in the community, they have multiple opportunities to really learn about the candidates, so that they don't go into the voting booth being like me, an uninformed voter. Although I do for local elections and for all elections, I do try to read through the stuff. The Star Tribune, as you mentioned, always puts out a voter's guide.
Yes.
That's like this thick. So and I always find it so interesting, because you'll get people who are right down the middle, and then you get people on this side, and then you get people on this side, and then you get somebody out in the fringes that supports a cause, and you're like, really, you're running for election because you want to make sure that all cows have rights or something like that. But that's the great thing about a democracy, is that we all have that opportunity to stand up and say, yes, I'll take this job on.
Yeah, and there are some people who do run just on one, one
single issue.
One single issue. There is. What was I going to say?
How many people are running for school board right now? Do you know?
There are. I just tried to count them the other day. There's 5 seats open.
There are 5 school. Is that unusual in an election?
In the 10 years that I have been here, that has never really happened.
How many people are on the board?
We have seven board members.
Oh my gosh! And 5 seats are open. Wow.
And usually you ran 4 and 3.
Okay, so that you weren't turning the board over all the time. All right, so why are we in a different situation right now?
Well, we got a brand new administrator, at our Kennedy location who was on our school board.
All right, Kyle Latch.
So Kyle Latch.
Yeah, he was on the show a little while ago.
Yep. And so his seat was open.
Okay.
And then Angie McGinnis, wonderful Angie McGinnis.
Who I hired.
Yes. And so you cannot be on the school board when you work in the district.
Okay.
So it just opened up some other opportunities for people. So this is the first time ever that I've seen where 5 people have that they're re-electing 5 people.
And we have some candidates that are new, so this would be the first time that they would be elected, and we have some candidates that are asking for re-election.
Yes.
Is there a limit as to how long you can be on the school board?
No, there's not.
No, really?
No.
Okay.
When I first ran, it was a very long-term board. I mean, they had been on for a long time. Okay. And the community knew that they were stepping away. And so when I first ran, we had to have a primary.
Oh my goodness, you had so many people that were trying to, so many candidates, because you can only have.
So at that time, I think there was going to be 4. They were hiring, we were voting for 4. Okay. And so you could only have 8.
Okay, and you had more than that?
Yeah, there was like 14.
Oh my gosh. You know what, that's great though. I love seeing that, you know, those many people said, I'm involved, I'm interested. Oh, so that's cool.
Yeah, it was great, but you had to do it twice. You had to walk neighborhoods. You had because you do walk neighborhoods.
Okay, so talk about that a little bit.
You do walk. That my children don't love that the most.
Did you make them walk neighborhoods with you?
I did, and most families do. You'll do it together.
Cool.
Yes, I did walk neighborhoods, put literature out, you talk to people.
Okay.
We have a very large rural community.
Yep. And did you get out there?
Yeah, you have to get out there because you know they vote too. So we did that, and then with the primary, you kind of did it 2 times because you wanted to make sure that you got in, and then you had to do it again. Sure. So yeah, I had just a wonderful support and had a lot of people help me. My first go around.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, really, really supported by community members and long-standing staff that had retired from the district. So,
oh,
yeah,
that's so
great.
Nice. Oh, you know what? That's so nice.
Lot of nice support and wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Often would make phone calls. What do you think about this?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's really good. That's neat. So, what would you say in your 10 years was something that you remember that you just remember so fondly and say that was a great moment, and then maybe something that you go, oh brother, that was so hard?
Great moment, that's easy. There's a lot of them. My favorite thing is graduation. Love that. Favorite thing, and an outgoing board member when I first came on said, this is the most fun. And it is. It's fun to see all the hard work and the smiling faces, and it's just such a jubilant time. You know, they're going in new directions, and just to see all their hard work pay off. Yeah. So love that. Love that part. Hardest, definitely the cuts.
Oh,
And that was the first time. I've been really, really fortunate. When I first came on the board, we were in statutory operating debt.
Yeah, which means, for people who don't know,
we were in the hole.
We were in the hole.
We didn't have any money. We didn't have any money.
Yeah.
And with the hard work and dedication and programming and really watching our budget, we are doing very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're doing very well. But with funding from the state, you know, when that happens and doesn't come as much as we wanted to, not last year, but the year before. Okay. That was the hardest, making some of those cuts.
Yeah, yeah, oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure.
I think it wasn't as tough as it had been prior to me coming on the board, but it still was difficult.
Yeah, yeah. And was that a point where you had a lot of people calling you and emailing you, and maybe more so than at another time when you were on the board?
You know, why did you choose that? How about that? How come you're doing this? We really tried to get the community involved, and I think going forward now with Vision 2025, we heard from the community, and so we want to hear their impact. Or, you know, what they feel, what's important.
Yep.
We still have to make the tough choices,
but
at least we're listening. You know, we definitely want to listen. How do you feel?
Right. And sometimes things get moving so fast that you have to make a decision and you don't do that. And then, you know, you come back and you say, oh man, I should have really done that. And I think I saw the board really be very responsive to that as people said, wait a minute, the board went, okay, you're right.
Yeah, you're
wait
right.
a minute.
We do need to,
Yeah.
And we're available, and I think we got a great system in place now with our Vision 2025.
Great.
So moving forward, so yeah, it's good.
Cool.
It's good.
So
and
now what
so if you are community members, get involved.
Yeah, and
Get involved
and vote.
Ask questions.
Make sure you vote. You know, I think that's one thing that's critical is that you know, some of these school board elections, you know, when you on election night and you hear all the results, I mean, some of them are so close.
Yes,
it's a couple votes,
and you can make a difference.
Yep,
you really can. And when we do get out into the community and have meetings or informational meetings at some of the schools, I just really encourage all the community members, if you have questions, attend. Come out. It's very low key. You can ask whatever you would like. It's good. And then, yeah.
So now that you're going to have all this free time, that you're not on the board, so what do you, and I know you work full time.
Yes, I do.
At the Woodbury Y.
Yeah.
You started here in Hastings.
I did. Yeah, worked at the Hastings YMCA for, I do believe, 5 years.
Okay.
And then I moved to Woodbury, and now I've been there 3 years now.
3 years.
3 years.
Wow,
I know.
It doesn't feel like it's that long.
I know. I have. You know, like my day yesterday, I left at 6 a.m. I had a meeting and worked all day, and then we had our work session in the evening. So I went right from work to the work session. So I'm just looking forward to maybe having, you know, a few more free nights.
Right.
Yeah. Because when you're on the board, not only are you on the school board, was really wonderful to be a part of community education.
Yeah, the Community Ed Advisory Council. We were so glad to have you be a part of that.
Love that.
Yeah.
And so there's other meetings besides. We have a lot of committee work.
Right.
And so you do get put on other committees.
Okay.
So not only is it the school board meetings, but it's committee work. And I really try to get out to a lot of the schools, attend a lot of their activities, a lot of their functions. Because that's the fun part.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So now you'll be
not
able
that
to,
I won't stop, but
but now you'll be able to, you know, come home and put your feet up and know that you don't have to put them back down.
Yeah.
I know. It's kind of a nice thing.
Yeah. Oh, yes, because I would just go right from work because I just never really wanted to go home.
Yeah.
Because once I got home, you know,
it's so hard to come out again. I know. We always say that, you know, if we're doing an event, we always are like, well, you know what, it might be easier just to, like, you know, provide dinner because if they come and have dinner, then they'll come. But if they go home, they don't come back out.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I understand that. Once I get home, I'm like, okay, done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not checking those emails, not doing anything. Well, you know what? I want to thank you for all your service.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
Oh, well, you know, it was a privilege to have the opportunity to work with you and to get to know you. And I know that, as I said, so many people often told me how much they enjoyed working with you on the board.
Oh, very kind. I have enjoyed every minute of it.
Cool.
And I will still be in the schools.
Well, thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our opportunity to talk with my friend Teresa from you're welcome, from the Hastings School Board. And we'll look forward to seeing you at the polls on Tuesday, November 3rd. Have a good week.